Hi everyone, this is not just another short sermon, but this will be the Christmas story based on Matthew's account. Matthew is the first gospel. It's the longest one. It gives the story of Jesus' birth, as well as Luke. So, the story begins with Matthew chapter 1, verse 1. The historical record of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Now, David and Abraham were the two important persons in the Bible, but it gives a long genealogy of the fathers of Jesus, starting with Abraham fathered Isaac, Isaac fathered Jacob, Jacob fathered Judah and his brothers, and then it goes on from there. And then we end up, verse 16 says, and Jacob fathered Joseph, the husband of Mary, who gave birth to Jesus, who is called the Messiah. So, please note that Joseph had no part in Jesus' birth. It was a virgin birth. Now, verse 17, so all the generations from Abraham to David were 14 generations, and from David until the exile to Babylon, 14 generations, and from the exile to Babylon until the Messiah, 14 generations. So it seems to me like this was predestined. It did not occur randomly. No. God predestined that there would be 14 times 3 equals 42 generations from Abraham to Jesus Christ. Now, the birth of Jesus Christ came about this way. Now, here begins the Christmas story. After his mother Mary had been engaged, now there's a bulletin note right there, to Joseph, it was discovered before they came together that she was pregnant by the Holy Spirit. So this is how Mary became pregnant. By the Holy Spirit, who is He. You know, we usually refer to God as the husband and the church as the wife. This birth was special, which means anyone who was born from the Virgin would have had to have a unique birth. Verse 19, so her husband, Joseph, being a righteous man, and not wanting to disgrace her publicly, decided to divorce her secretly. Verse 20, but after he had considered these things, an angel of the Lord suddenly appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, don't be afraid to take Mary as your wife, because what has been conceived in her is by the Holy Spirit. She will give birth to a son, and you are to name him Jesus, because he will save his people from those sins. So it seems to me like the word Jesus has a meaning to it, which means to save people from those sins. Verse 22, now all this took place to fulfill what was spoken by the Lord through the prophet. Boldface means it was from the Old Testament. Verse 23, see, the virgin will become pregnant and will give birth to a son, and they will name him Emmanuel. So there were different names for Jesus. Emmanuel, which is translated, God is with us. Verse 24, when Joseph got up from sleeping, he did as the Lord's angel had commanded him. He married her, but did not know her intimately until she gave birth to a son, and he named him Jesus. Now this starts chapter 2 of Matthew, which continues the Christmas story. No, wait, let's stop right there. I think I'm going to talk about Matthew chapter 2 in the next short sermon, to be continued.